All right, national anthems have been completed. Both teams meeting at center court. Friendly faces now, game faces on very shortly, in 3 minutes to be exact. But again, both of these two teams have already qualified. What is on the line really is seeding, ranking that will be very important later on in the World Cup. And referees for this evening, we've got Gatis Salons from Latvia, Mahi Piaf Malo from Canada, and Ionis Agrafiotis from Greece. And as always, toughest job in the gym. And Germany's starting five. We've got Peterson, Sabali, Eichmeyer, Fibisch, and Buhner. And I bet Germany's really happy to have Niara Sabali back in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's huge for them. And if anything, what it does is it actually frees up the likes of Bessoir to play more of an orthodox role than she's had to when Sabali's not in the lineup. So I'm sure that Coach Langer is more than happy. I think there's no team on the planet that wouldn't be happy to have Niara Sabali in their roster. Obviously, Vilka again today, so it'll be 11-player rotation for Germany.
And the starting five for Nigeria, we've got Balogun, Amukamara, Musa, Kalu, and Macaulay. And Macaulay having such a nice tournament, but big performances last game versus France by Kalu and Musa as well. And again, their bench is quite deep.
Yeah, it is. There's plenty of rotation. Expect Coach Wakama to rotate relatively early. For me, if they can get some good minutes out of Amy Okonkwo, that could be the X factor that's enough to push them over and get them the win.
Real quick, okay? Z's turning down here. P's handling. B's on this side. When P says go, okay? Z's coming out. All right? Z, you're setting. Big. Watch that. Set a little screen right here. After that, when Z catches it, we're snapping it back to her. After that, now B, you now come here. You're in the slot. Lizzie's now in a deep wing. Okay, after that, MJ's coming. He snapped it back. Now Z has the ball back in her hand.
Later, Leo brings it out. You get open. If you can't get open, you go to Diana directly. But let's do this. Up screen. They go under. You ball screen. Otherwise, you dive. You get to shake it to the rim. Going here. Immediately after second one, come off. Hard roll, Niara. Ghost. Looking at this. If not, right now, wide pin down to create space. And you got to read if you pass or you're going to attack. Okay?
Let's go! That's it,
All right, Mark, I got a question for you. We know that Nigeria can create energy defensively, but where do they need to be the most effective offensively to challenge this German team?
I think it's going to be interesting to see how Germany try to play Nigeria. If I'm them, I'm going to try and slow them down, and I'm going to try and make Nigeria win the game with the three ball. If Nigeria can shoot the three well, I think Germany might struggle to contain them a little bit. So I think that's what it may come down to. Can Nigeria get out and run? Can they be aggressive in getting to the basket, make the German defense collapse? And then when it does collapse into the paint, can they be efficient from the outside?
Yeah, very good observation by you. I swear, you should be coaching.
Please no, you should speak to the players I've coached in the past. I think they might disagree with you.
But to your point, Nigeria has not shot well from beyond the arc this particular tournament, so we'll see if that will change tonight. But yeah, I really think it's going to be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, they're very different style teams, without a shadow of a doubt, but you would say it should be a pretty equal matchup.
All right, welcome everyone. FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifiers here in Lyon, France. We've got Germany, who did win jump ball, but stolen away right away from Kalu for Nigeria. Kalu on the wing, gives it back to Mukamara. Stagnant so far here. Getting inside to Musa, but great hands defensively by the Germans as deflects off of Musa's foot.
And as much as Nigeria come away empty-handed from that first offense, I'm not unhappy. That's a nice roll to the basket. You're putting Musa into the spot she will thrive in.
Buhner Heavy on the three. Balogun pulls down the rebound. Gives it off to Balogun. Swings it around. Kamara now in the corner. Kamara, that three is almost in for Nigeria, but Bruner hands it off to Eichmeyer. And passes it right to Amu Kamara, who's going to have a breakaway layup. And she misses the easy one. Just a little too casual going up for that shot.
Yeah.
And Bruner had all day to set her feet, reset, and load.
And that makes it even more of a crime. 5-point swing effectively right now.
Kalu. Balogun, she thought about the three. Takes the long two instead and finds the bottom of the net. Sadly, bring the ball up the floor versus Musa. This is going to be an interesting matchup. Peterson. Now Fibish alone up top. A little bit short. Macaulay pulls down the rebound.
Germany looking for the three ball early on, letting them fly from outside. It hasn't necessarily been the best option so far in this tournament.
And Macaulay saves it. It's in the hands of Kalu, but shot clock now ticking down, and Kalu way off on that three. Not sure that was the right shot to take for Nigeria. Peterson on the floor. She gets fouled.
Peterson's been causing havoc pretty much every game she's played in.
Yeah, averaging almost 10 points and almost 6 assists. I like to round up, you know, some of these stats.
100%. And you can't tell you're a former player.
Sadly misses, but is there for her own putback.
And that is the problem that sadly causes everyone she plays against.
Musa aggressive to the rack. Comes up short. Now Bruner kicks it up the head to Fibish in transition.
Once again, it's a low energy start from Nigeria. 3 minutes in and they just don't have that spark about them.
Well, to be honest, we saw their warm-up as Balogun misses a long three. But they came out with 18 minutes on the clock.
Well, in the last 10 minutes, the housekeeping of their intros and national anthems and
nice handle from Alexis Peterson. Just a filthy behind the back. A little hesitation as well. And a timeout on the floor for Nigeria as Germany come out with a 7-point lead, 9-2. To start this game, but
the issue you have is, you know, starting a game flat like this, in some games you get away with it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you get away with it against the level that Germany are, one, playing at, and two, aspiring to play even higher from. You know, Germany aren't going to just let you back into the game. You've now got to really put some energy on the floor to get yourselves back in.
Kalu up top, using the screen from Musa. Nice little crossovers. Hands it over. Now McCauley. Double teamed. And her shot is short as Beswar pulls down the rebound for Germany. Now Beswar definitely has a mismatch. I'm not sure. But Booner misses an easy one for Germany. Now Musa inside. Elevates, and that shot is short as well. Peterson skips it to Fibish. Well, extra inside to Booner, and definitely is called for a traveling violation.
Yeah, and that's a nice play by Kalu, reading how far behind Booner's body that foot is, and you can just kind of lean in because it's not really in your cylinder anymore. So making a little bit of contact there, the officials aren't going to whistle on.
Okay.
Hasn't seen a huge number of minutes, just averaging 4 minutes a game. Interesting to see her into the game so early.
Kalu gives it inside, tries to give it inside to Okonkwo, but is deflected out of bounds. Okonkwo was extremely efficient last game versus France for Nigeria.
Yeah, it was interesting hearing her in the post-game press conference about how quickly she's coming back from injury, and even she was a little bit impressed with how the last game went.
Surprised. She surprised herself. Shot clock winding down. Musa aggressive to the rack. Can't finish. And Hartman with the basketball. Now over to Fibish. Peterson turning the corner. Ooh, nice little hesitation. And can't get the lay-in. Now Musa pushing the pace for Nigeria. Balogun. Musa inside, finds a cutting Kalu. And up and under is good for her.
That's a nice read from Moose as well. She knows as soon as she gets the ball in that short corner, every scouting report will have told the team to double out on it.
Kick it to Hartman in the corner. And first triple for Hartman.
Yeah, Hartman, player of the game against Colombia. Had a stellar shooting game that night.
Kalu, the wing. Go inside to Okonkwo and foul from behind on Fibish.
It's a super interesting battle between Okonkwo and Fibish, because if you kind of look at it on paper, you'd say it's kind of an even battle. The style of play they are is very, very different, though. So how that goes against one another will be interesting to see. We won't see any more Fibish checks.
Yeah, it just goes out.
And now they go a little bit smaller ball, Germany.
Yeah, Daub checks in for the first time for Germany. And Okoro is in as well. For Nigeria, Kunai Akpana and Enabosi.
Lots of early rotations here as Coach Wakama's obviously trying to find a five that will bring that energy.
Kunai Akpana up and under and is fouled by Booner. So she'll head to the line.
Kunai Akpana has impressed me in phases in this tournament. It's just the odd situation where some of the decision-making just has had a couple of little struggles, but generally brings energy, brings aggression, is quite direct, crashes the boards hard. And Nigeria have needed that in an awful lot of phases in this tournament.
Yeah, averaging almost 7 rebounds a game. 2.5 of those are on the offensive glass. First free throw is good for her.
It's in 14 minutes as well. She's not having huge minutes, so it is one of those role players have an impact. You know, you talk to players that aren't the superstars and you say, use your minutes, be impactful when you're on the floor, and that's exactly what she's been able to do.
Peterson. Wow. Just well done by Alexis Peterson. Almost looked like she had nowhere to go, but really did a nice job keeping her dribble. Okonkwo cuts, find the open shooter in the corner, and a 3-ball up and in for Sarah Agoke.
Another player that's had relatively limited minutes, but again, has had a bit of an impact when they've come on the floor. Agoke has hit some threes in this tournament.
Peterson. Beswar. Not this time. And Nigeria. To push the pace a little bit. Give it over to Okoro. Drive and kick to Enebose, plus the foul. Great attack for Nigeria. And Enebose will head to the line to try and complete the three-point play. So nice drive by Okoro. Drawing two and then finding the open man. It's pretty simple.
Sometimes the best basketball is the simple basketball, right? And you have to be impressed. The thing that's frustrating is Nigeria left them a hole early on to dig themselves out of, and if you wonder if they'd approach the game with a bit more intensity early on, that this wouldn't be a three-point deficit. They'd probably have a three-point lead now.
Peterson, it's Beswar. Sablé looks to be aggressive, kicks it out to Daub. Tough shot in the corner. And Germany keep it alive. Beswar now drives and is blocked by Kunai Akpana as that gets sent out of bounds. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, it's a nice defensive stand. Always the eye on the help.
8 seconds on the shot clock for Germany. Shot fake by Peterson. And that goes out of bounds, so now 3.7.
What I love from Nigeria's perspective, fighting back into this game, it is a bench five that's done that.
And also is credit to their depth, and this one's going to be a turnover for Nigeria. Oh. They missed.
Yeah, it was either a shot clock or a back court.
Like, hold on.
Yeah, because if it was deflected over the back court, the shot clock should have started. If it wasn't deflected,
it was deflected, and it was off of
Ishmael,
so it's back court.
Both.
It's both.
Shot clock.
It's both.
Take your pick.
Either way, it's a turnover. Okonkwo. Agoke is going to pull again. Not this time for her. Beswar pulls down the rebound. It's it cross court to Peterson. Eichmeyer attacking. Finds an open lane but can't finish. Okoro on the spin move is fouled.
Germany are really struggling just to find defensively a pattern to work. You can see there Beswar almost getting in the way of Daub as she tries to play the on-ball defense. Sablé kind of half comes across to help. Just lacks a little bit of structure and, I don't know, appreciation of exactly what they're trying to deliver. How hard is the help? Are we hedging? All of these kind of things seem a little bit lost for Germany right now.
And FIBA deflects it twice, and then Sablé also got her hands on it. So 14 on the shot clock. The ball is now on the side for Nigeria. Okay, rejects the screen and goes up with the left, but can't finish. Rebound is there. Okonkwo trying to go to work, but Beswar just has the length size. Comes away with the block.
I'd like to see, if I'm from Nigeria's perspective, Okonkwo trying to get herself into this one.
Corner three this time, and ball goes off. It looks like it's off the foot of Daub, so it will stay with Nigeria. Let's have a look here. Oh yeah.
As much as basketball isn't a territory kind of game, we've been down this end an awful long time now.
Yeah, we have. Nigeria just missing. However, they are relentless on the offensive glass, giving themselves several opportunities. Okay. You have to heave. That almost went in. And now Germany coming the other way. Get it to Eichmeyer. Extra pass, 3-ball. Off the mark, and now Nigeria. And Okonkwo cannot hang on to the pass.
Yeah, the bounce pass probably had a little bit too much energy coming off the floor in it, but a fully fit Okonkwo would probably take that easily in her stride.
It's only their second turnover. And Blessing Ejiofor checks in for the first time this entire tournament.
That's some serious confidence from Coach Wakama. How her team are playing that she'll roll that dice.
Eichmeyer finds Fibish extra inside to Sabali, taking her time. A nice job using her body. Draws the foul, plus the bucket. Let's have a look here. Just too strong.
Yeah, there's a point where you identify in that situation. Stand straight up, it's likely to be a 2. And you just kind of walk away from it. I don't think at any point was that ever going to be a legitimate defensive stance.
So 3-point play is complete. Sabali now has 5 points. And Okonkwo trying to muscle her way in. Draws the foul.
This was defense all being played with hands rather than footwork that time.
That's her first. Okonkwo will head to the line. Okonkwo gets the first one. How many points did she have the other day versus France?
16.
16.
Yeah. 6 from 8 from the field as well.
And gets both of those to go, so now Peterson will check back in. Just a 4-point lead for Germany. With 18.9 on the clock. Have to imagine that they're gonna try to take the last shot of this quarter. Drive and kick by Fibish. 3 is heavy, and now opportunity here. Peterson called for the foul. So that'll send Okoro to the line. Let's have a look here on the replay. The pass.
Let's see from that camera angle.
Yeah, I want to see from the other camera angle.
Yeah.
It's Peterson's first. Okoro, that's the first one to go. Oh, let's see, here we go. They hurt us. Oh yeah, that's definitely a foul.
Yeah. Called by the officials.
Yeah, because that first camera angle from our side, couldn't really tell, but it was 1 for 2. And that will do it after 10 minutes. Germany hanging on to a 3-point lead, 17-14 over Nigeria. And a little bit of a slow start for both teams. The rhythm, there's not really a whole lot of rhythm in this game on both sides.
I think, let's be honest, it's not a pretty game of basketball.
It's not a pretty game. No, it's not.
It's not one for the purists out there, that's for sure. But you look at this, Germany won't be unhappy. They've not played good basketball here,
no.
And they're up by 3. you know, from a coaching perspective, you know you're going to have phases in a game where things don't go your way. It's just how much impact that has on the game. And right now, it hasn't hurt them too much. That 3-point lead is a nice thing for them to have while they're still trying to work out this game.
Yeah, and just 14 points for Nigeria. They are 4 for 19 from the field. That's 21%. 1 for 7 from 3 is 14%. And 5 for 7 from the free throw line at 71%. They are, however, doing well, taking care of the basketball. Only 2 turnovers. On the flip side, Germany, 7 for 19. It's 37% from the field, 2 for 8, which is only 25% from 3. And they've only taken 1 free throw, but 4 turnovers for them as well. Maybe fatigue is setting in. I mean, it is the 5th game in 7 days. I know these teams just came off of an off day, but it's still very difficult.
Oh, there's lots of things that you channel into that. Obviously, you know, both these teams are the 2 teams that entered this entire tournament knowing that they didn't have to win games to be at the World Cup. So there's a different psychology for these 2 teams.
Absolutely.
But still, they will want to leave on a win.
All right, folks, get that QR code, scan it for Courtside 1891 streams, schedules, scores, anything and everything that you could possibly have at your fingertips.
Apologies for the break in broadcast. It seems a piece of rope on the floor might be more important than the broadcast.
All right, second quarter underway here, folks. Nigeria starting with the basketball. And a foul right away on the shot by Balogun. And that's going to be a difficult matchup for Hartman inside. But gotta love how aggressive Nigeria started this with this first possession. Already getting to the free throw line. 11 seconds.
Yeah, and just generally from the first quarter as well, it's something they haven't necessarily been in this tournament. They haven't got to the free throw line maybe as much as their usual aggressive behavior an offense would.
Booner getting a lot of contact, yeah. Oof. Letting them play a little bit.
I think that's a sign of a player who hasn't had many.
You're right.
You know, very eager to have an impact and not quite up to the tempo or flavor of the tournament.
And that first one's on Ejiofor. Getting inside to FIBA, kicks it out to the shooter in the corner. And Hartman is way off as Kalu comes down with the board. Kalu finds an open lane, but mishandles it, and Ejiofor sticks with it. This is now Germany running the other way. Eichmeyer took a 3 in transition, and she knocks it down. Extends the lead to 4 for Germany. Balogun. Long 2. That one is short. It's into the hands of Booner for Germany. Another 3 from the corner. Alina Hartman cannot leave her open.
No, she's been very impressive. She's kind of warmed her way up into this tournament as the games have gone by. She's had more confidence and a bit more of a green light to let those fly.
And a foul off the ball on Fibish. That's Leonie Fibish's second.
I think Fibish is getting a little bit frustrated, and it is a tough matchup. There's no 2 ways about that. Having to guard a Okonkwo is an awkward matchup.
So Nigeria basketball underneath. Macaulay throws it away as she was falling out of bounds. So turnover number 3 for Nigeria. Alb. Get it to Fibish. Go inside, but turnover for Germany. Now Balogun to Mukamara. Up top to Macaulay. Trying to get it to Kalu on the side. Macaulay now. Short on her shot. It's well contested. Fibish driving aggressively, but great hands defensively for Nigeria. It will stay with Germany. Let's have another look here. Mukamara knocks it out. Looks like yeah, I can see the blood from here actually. Hartman is bleeding. She's going to come out.
Patch-up job. Never pretty, the patch-ups, is it, when you get that kind of injury? Speed is of the essence.
Go inside. Sabali, turn around. This time for her.
Well, that help from Macaulay was going to be a bit late, but it was actually really impactful.
Mukamara. Now Macaulay posting up versus Booner inside. Turnaround fadeaway is good for Macaulay. It's her first bucket of the game. Peterson, jumper, mid-range. 2 more for Alexis Peterson. Again, going inside to Macaulay, and she's fouled from behind. That's going to be tough for Booner.
Yeah, it's a steep learning curve against a veteran player like Macaulay, who knows truly how to play that post.
And it looks like Nigeria, maybe a little miscommunication on that play. Balogun was kind of in a drop defense. The previous turnaround jumper by Macaulay is money. Corner pocket 3! I don't know if you could see it from my angle, but the eyes of Kalu looked at the cutter, which got Fibish to help. And she knew exactly what she was doing, passing. Balogun wide open in the corner. Turnover for Germany. Still a 4-point lead for Germany. Go inside to Balogun. Can't get it to drop. Sabali.
Good stand by Fibish, didn't overcommit, just made it a tough shot.
Get it to the corner. Booner will pull that one way off. And kicking up ahead. Unfortunately, Musa couldn't hang on to it. This was just a little low. Peterson, little floater, and she is fouled, so she'll head to the free throw line.
In a very aggressive and physical mood, Peterson, I think she's a little frustrated. And the game's going from her perspective. They're trying to kind of force it and be a bit more direct. It pays off this time, though.
Yeah. She's got such a nice hesitation. And
she's got one of the best handles in this.
And her handle is
really
like...
has. The ball's on a string.
Yeah. The combination of that, the hezi with the handle, it's just... Oof.
She's definitely one of those players you'd love to play with her on your team.
Yeah, but then again,
absolutely hates playing against her. It's constant.
1000%.
Constant chatting, constant aggravation to play against her. But if she's on your team, you know she's going to look for you as well. You know, her court vision and her passing ability alongside that hand. She is a deadly point guard.
Peterson already up to 8 points. that ball gets kicked. So we'll go to 14. Getting inside to Musa. She's going to take the elbow jumper. That one is short.
Musa's just not played with the confidence she has for Lond in the domestic competition this year.
And Booner misses a wide open layup as McCauley hit the deck. Musa brings the ball off the floor. Balagoon now. The three! Her three ball. It's like, what is it? She doesn't jump, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's an awkward looking three, but it's her second make of the game, and she's the first player to double digits, and you can't sag off
yeah,
her.
That's what it is, she doesn't jump.
But also from Savely's perspective, she doesn't want to play perimeter on ball defense.
No,
that's not where she wants to be.
So timeout on the floor for Germany.
Defensively, we got to get control out of the fouls at the rim, okay? And they're trying to go at you. So we have to congest early. We got to push catches out and then wall up with two hands as much as we can. Okay, next one, we're gonna go loop punch, knee, Emma. Okay, Leo's here, leader. Okay, down screen, come up, dribble entry, pound it in, can be off the block. Now you go wide. Lex, you're going like you're splitting, but as the grenade comes, you come back off it. Okay? Turning the corner. We have a hammer on the backside. For Leo, you can turn the corner. I need one to get behind. You can roll, but Emma comes behind in case she needs an outlet.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
There's certainly a moment now in the game where Germany will need to correct a little bit. That switch has really helped them out. Savely doesn't want to come out. Almost needed to stay on that one and get over the screen rather than switching.
And Balagoon now has 10 points for Nigeria. 2 for 3 from downtown, so definitely gonna have to close out a little bit better on her. Germany looks to go inside. Hand it off to Peterson, and it's like a whistle on Kamara.
Just, I think, as she was chasing after Peterson, just grabbed on. Almost got away with it.
So Beswar comes in for Savely.
Savely doesn't look overly comfortable moving back to that bench. And they are, once again, obviously going to manage her minutes, I imagine.
Peterson, they go inside to Beswar. There's that, the grenade that they were talking about in that timeout. And I think that's the right call by the ref. Little circus shot as Eichmeyer started to fall down. Just threw it up, hoping hoping nobody saw.
We've all been there.
Yeah,
We've all been there. I'm heading towards the floor. The ball's got to go up.
Always had one of my favorite mottos was shoot it before you turn it over, but that one just wasn't in time. McCauley going to work inside and gets the roll.
Right now, she is in school with Booner. She is absolutely taking her. Every time, every way she wants, she can score on her.
Extra pass to the corner. Booner turns it down, decides to drive, but can't hang on, and Balagoon leaks out. And Nigeria have taken the lead. 28-27. 4 minutes left here. And Leonie Fibisch, that three was in and out for Germany. Kamara is fouled. Going to the cup, so she'll head to the free throw line. And that's definitely on Beswar. So free throws right now, 7 for 9 for Nigeria and only 3 attempts for Germany.
I think that really does tell you how these two teams are playing the game. You know, Germany are trying to be intricate offensively, spread the floor, shoot the 3 ball, not being aggressive and getting to the basket. Whereas Nigeria, well, they're making no bones about it right now. They are just wanting to drive at the basket, intentionally creating that contact.
And nobody boxed out the shooter, so Amukamara got her own rebound. They go inside to Musa. And Musa finally gets a field goal. Now another timeout on the floor by Germany as Nigeria now have the 3-point lead.
From that angle, the ball's a high slump. They do this, he's sitting behind. They're isolating you. Come on! They're not playing, and we're not either. You want this or what? Let's go. Pick and roll is our advantage here. We got to play pick and roll, okay? So we got to point to or get. You guys figure it out. Every now and then, or horns. It's next. Let's go. Now let's do this. Let's go. Chin, thumb out for Leo, but to the right hand. So we're going to this hand, she has it to the middle. We're going high, you're going to go through, and if we don't have the high-low, then we're getting back to legs. Can you follow me? Let's go.
Head up, ladies, head up, let's go.
Yeah, for me, 2 things from that timeout. Do you want this or not?
Yes.
You know, the call to arms, it does come down to that to a certain point. You can be technical and tactical, but it does come down to something inside you that just wants to win a ball game, and the pick and roll. He's absolutely right. They have the size, strength. They don't have lumbering bigs. They have agile, versatile bigs that can pick and pop, can you know, just cut straight to the back. There's so many options. They just need to be more purposeful about how they're going to get into the paint and get some options inside.
Fibish. Now Booner. And great hands defensively by Kalu. Comes up with a steal. Nigeria look to reset up top. Go inside to Musa and foul from behind. Definitely pushed her, yep, right.
And what that is that's a product of lacking defensive confidence now. Frida Booner has really struggled to contain McCauley, so now she's worried. Now she's not happy to just have Musa land in front of her and for her to be able to play defense. She's trying to gain some kind of advantage. That's all about the confidence that she has.
I know you meant like Musa land in front of her, like take her position, but it's also Musa land.
It is any, yeah, within
that is her danger zone right there.
Like a 3-meter diameter of the basket.
Now Booner heads to the bench. She's got 3 fouls. Peterson. And a Fibish. A Euro step. Can't finish as McCauley comes up with the board. An illegal screen by Musa. I think it was the right read. She was just a little too excited about it. She knew that they were going to switch.
Completely. She didn't get herself stationary. She didn't need that bounce moment. You know, just the spin and the seal would have been plenty to give her the space she needed.
So Musa heads to the bench. She's got 1 foul. Peterson. Left alone, but Nigeria recovers defensively. Get it over to Fibish. Nice little pass to Bessoir. Nigeria kick it ahead to Kalu. Drives aggressively to the rack, but can't finish it now. Germany coming the other way. Peterson, pull-up jumper is money. Ties it at 31.
Germany have reacted. You know, they have. Do you want this or not? They have reacted. They've made the statement back to their coach saying, yep, we know, we're back in this.
Stolen away from Peterson. Looking to go coast to coast. And she can't finish. Kamara kicks it ahead to Conquo. Go inside to Kunai Akpana. And she gets blocked. And a foul. And Balagoon asking for a jump ball.
That was a bit optimistic.
Yeah.
It's worth a shout. See if you can talk them into it.
Try and
Never
negotiate.
will.
Sadly here.
It's a great stand. Not overplaying. Oh, beautiful stop on a dime for Peterson as well. And we looked at this final day of games with Colombia, Philippines, obviously Nigeria going up against Germany, and then Korea, France. And it was actually probably the most interesting and closely fought day on paper.
Yeah.
And so far it's delivered against that. The first game, Colombia, Philippines, was a good game. Philippines ultimately coming away with a relatively comfortable win, but there was a good kind of chess match of them battling of defense focus versus offense focus. And now, 90 seconds left in the first half, we've got 1 point ball game. Well, a 2 point ball game. This is what we were looking for.
Absolutely. Conquo up top. Now Enabosi over to Kalu. Drives aggressively, finds Agoke, lines it up, and the ball just gets stuck.
And we have ourselves a wedgie.
Little wedgie.
That's one of the tournament.
Yeah, can we just also go back to just how effortless it was for FIBA to just go grab that? Like, I got it, guys. No longer are the days where you have to wait the women's game for someone to come.
Bring the ball with them.
Yeah.
Knock the other ball out.
Eichmeyer drives. Runner is good for her.
Eichmeyer's been an interesting proposition in this tournament. She's shown real glimpses and phases of being very, very effective offensively, and then other times just a few questionable decisions.
Yeah, I just think she might need to slow down a little bit from time to time. Three is heavy, but Kunai Akpana tried to keep it alive. Fibish comes up with the steal. And now Germany eat up all of this clock to try and extend their lead heading into halftime. Peterson gets it to Fibish. Three ball up is short. And that will do it after 20 minutes of play. Germany hanging on to their lead 35-31 versus Nigeria.
Next to nothing between those two teams in the second quarter. Germany extend their lead by a single point. You have to, feel for Nigeria because they put a lot to get back into that game, but Germany, even though they've not played as well as they can, have just kept them at arm's length. But you look at the stats, every single column suggests this one's a close one. There's no team really jumping above the other in any particular category.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunate for Nigeria, they did I think they started the game very slowly, little sleepy, but they fought their way back. They actually took the lead at one point in the second, but are obviously unable to hang on to it. I have a feeling in the second half we're going to see a lot more lead changes throughout the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is, to keep this game close and for Germany not to pull away again. Nigeria need to come out and deliver early. They can't take another 3-4 minutes just to ease themselves back into the game. They have been better in second halves in this tournament, and if they can keep that trend going, then they're absolutely within striking distance of Germany. The one thing I would say that's on the Germans' favour, I think, is this is a very clear moment in their preparation for their World Cup. And it means a very different thing for you to be playing in the World Cup in your own country. And if I'm Coach Langer, that's the way I'm positioning it. This is kind of the final step. The next time they shoot a ball in anger, not a friendly, will be their opening game of the World Cup. You know,
Yeah.
This is your last moment to gain any development, to get some momentum, to take some confidence, because you can't afford to not have those things from the opening tip of the opening day of a World Cup.
Well said. I don't even know how to add to that because you literally covered everything, Mark. I'm just going to sound like a broken record reiterating everything that you said. But halftime right now here in Lyon, France. Germany hanging on to their lead 35-31. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back.
This isn't a moment. It's a time unlike any before.
It's not a request, not a maybe, not a someday.
This is now. Feel our presence, built on strength
And drive, not rising. We are arriving, not hoping, but owning.
This isn't a moment, it's movement. Constant, relentless.
Every cut, every pass, every shot.
Earned. Taken. Undeniable. The future, it's already here.
forged in sweat,
Ruled by queens.
When we move, the whole game shifts.
And we're unstoppable in all directions. We own the game.
And stolen away from Okonkwo. To go all the way and kind of lost her footing. What a crazy shot. How did she get that to go in?
Oh my goodness.
Step back three for Zandalasini, and what a bucket from your veteran.
Checker Berger going up against Melbourne. Oh boy, that was classic Shaker Turgut.
That was classic Shaker Turgut. I agree.
Shayujia will get up the floor quickly here. Foul will send it to the stripe. Went with the left hand. Some sort of finish from Shayujia right on the buzzer and trying to extend the margin.
Kicks it out. The extra pass around the horn. Finally stops at Kelsey Plum, and she puts it in for three. And this team is on fire from three.
Nice play. How about that from 1CU?
Up down to 8. They get it to Takash Kish. Takash Kish goes in. She goes under. And she's fouled. The captain has done it. Unbelievable.
Players and Julia Lamar with a statement block. How about that from the starting point guard?
Steps back for the three. Good. Incredible. And Argentina go back in front.
As Jeff says, are you kidding me? Outstretched arms of Takash Kish.
Tofeono has gotten it done in the key all game long, and blocked by Angel Reese. Ray Burrell drives over to Reese. Reese off the glass for 2 points. Angel Reese getting it done on the defensive end and finishing it off on the offense.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. Bravo attacks to close out. Feet Bruno inside.
Fills it up.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lyon, France. Germany hanging on to their lead, 35-31 over Nigeria. And top scorer right now for Germany is Alexis Peterson with 10 points, shooting 4 for 7 from 2, and remains perfect from the floor. Only person in double figures for Germany. What are your thoughts, Mark?
Yeah, as kind of expected from Alexis Peterson, I think what they've asked from her to tonight is a little bit different than usual. She has realised that her team have struggled a little bit just getting the ball in the bucket, so she's taken that mantle on maybe a little bit more directly than she would normally. There's usually a finer balance between scorer and provider. Right now she has 0 assists, and for a player like Peterson, that tells you she's in score first mode because her team needed to be.
Yeah, and she has the luxury of being able to do multiple things. I mean, obviously extremely talented. We talked about it earlier. Has such a nice hesitation and handle with the basketball. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Team is obviously struggling to score, and she's very capable of stepping into that role. And the top scorer for Nigeria is Elizabeth Balogun, 12 points, 2 for 3 from downtown and 2 for 4 from 2, as well as perfect from the free throw line. Again, the only player in double figures for Nigeria.
Yeah, again, similar to Alexis Peterson, a player that's, it's going to sound dismissive, not a role player, but a player that's willing to flex and change her game depending on what her team needs. And right now, again, they need her to put the ball in the bucket, and that's kind of what she's doing. I like the fact she's leaking out a little bit in transition. She's spreading the floor and finding the corner to give herself that perimeter space to get a shot away. But there's bigger issues in this Nigerian offense. Looking at the stats at the half, they have 0 points from turnovers, they have 0 second chance points, and they have 1 fast break point. If that carries on, that's tough to win a game. Yeah. If you aren't getting those, almost those extra gimme points that turnover points and second chance points are, and the easy points that fast breaks are, you're making it a really difficult game to win.
So in my eyes, both of these teams their rosters are very deep, versatile, gifted offensively. And in a way, it's like, with only both teams having one player in double figures, it's like, are they canceling each other out?
Yeah, it's a very weird situation, to be completely honest. I think both teams are struggling, relatively speaking, from outside, shooting, 27% and 28%, Nigeria and Germany, respectively.
Yep.
So it does make it a little bit easier. You're starting to see players sag a little bit, so we're getting the paint a little bit crowded, and that's where those easy points aren't coming from. It just needs one team to kind of find a way to disrupt this game, and it will open up. Right now, it feels like both teams are comfortable to take this kind of gap, a 4-point, gap either way, all the way through to the fourth quarter, and let the final 2 minutes of the game decide who wins this one. And sometimes you get in that trap with the game, but if I'm one of the coaches, I'm saying, look, let's try and do something earlier. Let's come out of the half and do something a little bit different.
Yeah, and to that point, just looking at free throws, Nigeria have done a nice job in the first half getting to the free throw line, 8 for 13. Unfortunately, only shooting 62%, but Germany 100% on the other hand, but only 5 attempts.
Yeah, and again, I think Germany, 14 threes they've shot in that first half. It's telling you that they're settling a little bit. If they were dropping their threes, then that's a tactical masterpiece. Right. But they're not. There's no one on the team shooting the ball particularly well from outside, with the exception of Hartman. She's 2 from 3. Everyone else is, they've hit 1, if that. It's not a part of the game that's working for them today. But what is plan B for Germany right now? That's probably the question that Coach Langer has been talking with his coaches in the half. What do they go to if the 3 ball is this dried up right now?
Absolutely. You touched on this earlier, but with talking about Germany and them hosting the World Cup, how important are games like this in terms of building rhythm and confidence versus a strong team like Nigeria, who they could potentially end up facing later on down the road.
Yeah, it's vitally important, and that's hopefully, you know, what the German coach has been getting across to the team, that it's not just game day 5 in 7 days, it's the final step of this puzzle, and it's not just any team, it's a team that will be at the World Cup. It's a team that, you know, if you look at it, are probably in rankings as well as everything else, the 3rd best team in this tournament, a team they could face at the World Cup, and a team that gives them the ability to test themselves. It's not necessarily an easy game. They will be tested in ways that they'll face in the World Cup as well. So you just hope they make the most of this 20 minutes rather than trying to see them out as easily as they can.
And what matchups to start this second half are you most interested in seeing?
Well, the key one from Nigeria's perspective is how they deal with Peterson for me. Is it Kalu, who is probably their best on-ball defender, applies the most pressure? Is she in a position to try and lock Peterson out of the game? She's going to struggle to deny the ball, but can you limit the impact that she's having? That's going to be a vital one. And obviously, whenever you watch Germany play, from a neutral's perspective, you want FIBA to start lighting things up a little bit as well. But that could be a step too far, because Leonie isn't necessarily in the finest of forms in this tournament so far.
Yeah, just Leonie Fibish just 1 for 5 right now. Does have 5 assists though. But again, I would love to see her be more aggressive with the basketball. A little selfish, a little bit more selfish.
Yeah, she should be. She should be.
Especially when they're struggling to score. It's one thing if everyone's on all cylinders and they're scoring.
Pass the ball all you want, yeah.
You know, find your different options, but right now they definitely need her presence offensively.
You'd almost want to harvest a little bit of the Peterson mentality and give it to FIBA.
Yeah. Right, so, okay. We have 4 offensive rebounds, they have 7. So obviously that's a battleground, we gotta do better. We've dominated the boards in this whole tournament. We gotta get on the glass. I know you were there, but we gotta have a little more persistent and keeping them off the glass. So, we're playing in flow. Leo as much as we can a trailer. It doesn't matter if it's Leo or Niara as a trailer. I want to see earlier 5 chests other than the first one, okay? And it doesn't matter if Leo is a trailer. We can run it anyway, okay? So, first one. I don't think what I'm doing.
Go dead inside them, MJ. Have them on your back, okay? Hopefully it's 20. Good on that? Yeah. All right? If it's not 20, let's run it for big. Okay, so I want to put Sabali out the action. Okay, Sabali's a 5. So I want to run it for the other post player. Yeah. Good on that? Okay. After that, we got our delay stuff. We got our fist stuff. Double fist. All right, what else we got? We got pistol. We haven't run that yet. We got pistol. Okay, knowing too with her, if we're in pistol, when she sets it, she can also roll down. That's another way to get a post up for her. Okay? See, it's our game, ladies. Let's take it. 1, 2, 3.
Super interesting from Coach Wakama, trying to target Buna, who isn't going to start the second half, and trying to keep the ball away from Sabali in the post.
Sounds like a good game plan to me.
It's not a bad plan. That's not a bad plan right now. Buna is having a difficult game. You see Vilka not suited up today. Second game in a row that she won't take part.
All right, third quarter underway here. World Cup qualifiers, Nigeria taking on Germany. They go inside to Musa. A little up and under. And 3 seconds in the key.
What was the one instruction? Go to the opposite post player, away from Sabali.
Yeah.
And that is why.
Without drawing it up, you have to know that they didn't want her in the low post.
Yeah.
If she was in this pick and roll, that's something different. Eichmeyer, aggressive. Tough finish for her. She'll get to the free throw line to try and complete the 3-point play.
And it was lacking in the first half from Germany, being aggressive, just going to the basket on the dribble drive. You have to feel for Carlo a little bit because she played some great on-ball defense and actually almost got it away, but instead Eichmeyer will get the score.
It's Balogun's 3rd foul, so she's going to have to be careful She pulls down the rebound.
And they definitely need her in this one.
Yes. It's their leading scorer with 12 points. And she comes up short on that three. Musa tried to chase it down, but goes out of bounds. Peterson. Getting over to FIBA. She goes inside, and good help side defense by McCauley. High arcing three ball is very short for Fibish. And stolen away from Fibish. Now Peterson is going to pull early in transition. And that one is way off. Not way off, but doesn't go in. Kalu finds McCauley on the wing. Looking to take Savely one-on-one. And throws it out of bounds.
And the intensity being offered by Germany right now defensively is far higher than what we saw in the first half. They're getting into passing lanes. They're also reading it much better. They're going under screens when they know they can. They're fighting over screens when they know they need to. It's just smarter defense from Germany so far in the second half.
10 turnovers now for Nigeria. And another turnover for Germany. They get it to Amukamara up top. Kalu goes inside to McCauley. McCauley double team, kicks it out to Amukamara. Lines it up and drills it. Big three-pointer for Nigeria. Get a one-possession game. Beswar with the response.
And Beswar has had phases in this tournament where she's really impressed. The versatility that she provides this German roster is going to be crucial when they get to the actual World Cup in Berlin later.
And a foul off ball on Eichmeyer. Yeah, just holding on to McCauley on the roll. And there's that previous three from the top by Beswar. McCauley heads to the bench.
She didn't want to go either. I think she was feeling the rhythm at the moment.
Conquo spins and off the glass and in for Amy Okonkwo.
That's a difficult matchup for Beswar, just from a strength perspective. I think she has the wingspan to stay there, and potentially even the foot speed. Caught a little bit napping that time.
Yeah, she did.
But I think Okonkwo is just too powerful for her to be able to deal with her once she gets her in that paint.
And Okonkwo. A free throw. Again, back to a one-possession game. 5 points now for her. Tried to go inside, and that is definitely the right call. As Amukamara was trying to pull Fibish down to the floor, is what it looked like.
She's given up 17 centimeters. I don't blame her one bit. Give the foul up, give it up early, and let's go again. Let me get back to a matchup I'm comfortable with. Interesting to see how Boona now plays, having just checked back in the game. Clearly Nigeria might target her as she has struggled.
Oh my, that's Booner's 4th foul. They call it on her. It's gonna be real tough if that's on Booner. Just checked in. Let's have a look. Oh no, that's definitely on Peterson.
A trailing arm that swung back. That could even be unsportsmanlike.
I think so too. They should definitely have a look at it.
I think it will just be a regular foul. No Booner.
They called it on Booner.
Interesting. I think it might have been, that's her fourth. I think it might have been due to the timing rather than anything else. Was the foul before the unsportsmanlike?
And then there's an offensive foul going the other way.
Booner will probably check straight back out again.
Yeah, I mean, she has to. She's got 4 fouls.
Yep. That was a very short-lived phase in the game.
And that's Amukamara's 4th personal. So Okoro comes in.
And that is a problem as well, because she's actually one of the better shooters in the Nigerian team and enables them to spread that floor. Germany can't really cheat off her and help too much away.
So 11 turnovers now for Nigeria, 10 for Germany. Germany hanging on to a 3-point lead. Peterson finds a cutting Eichmeyer, and the lay-in is good for 2.
And when you play with a guard like Peterson, you just know you have to follow in a slight delayed cut. And if you find a good lane, she'll find you the ball.
Go inside to Okonkwo. Fade away, and just the friendly bounce. She's got 7 points now. Bessoir. Not this time, but Fibish comes soaring in and goes up, and she's fouled by Kalu.
That's a smart play by Fibish as well. Feeling the defense coming, know that the foul is coming, so just heave a shot over your shoulder. It doesn't matter if it goes in or not. Look, she's not intending to actually take this shot, but she knows the foul's going to be whistled.
And that's Kalu's first. And maybe this is what helps get Fibish going a little bit. Sometimes it just takes a free throw. Just need to see the ball go in.
And if I'm honest, if I'm Germany, Fibish is one of those players where you artificially try and get that motor started, get the offense rolling through. If it means you have to put a possession through her a few times, with a few clunky bits, you just need to get that kind of flywheel moving, because you know when you need her in the 4th, she's up and running.
Kalu up top being guarded by Fibish. Musa drives baseline. Can't get it to go, but the O board is there for Okoro. Back to a 3-point ball game. Peterson finds Fibish wide open for 3. Almost went in.
Just, if I'm Germany, just keep going back to it. It will fall and you'll see 2 or 3 fall in quick succession.
Okonkwo inside, off the glass and in. Okonkwo has been super efficient.
If I'm Eichmeyer, I need to deny that possession. I can't play back to the basket defense. I have to get over the top of it.
Hartman left open from the wing. That one's heavy. Musa brings down the board for Nigeria. And Nigeria, chance here to take the lead. Balogun looking to go one-on-one here. Kicks it out. Okoro will try from deep. That one's heavy. Eichmeyer brings it down for Germany. Fibish will try again. That one is a little off left.
Sticking to my guns. keep loading it. Keep loading Leone.
Musa doesn't have a ton of space to work with and ends up traveling. Germany did a nice job closing the gaps there defensively, showing a crowd.
Interesting change up here as well, with Bessoir heading to the bench and Sabali coming in. I think that's a reaction to Okonkwo finding it easy to get inside and Sabali needing to be there for the rim protection.
Eichmeyer. Get it to Fibish. Goes inside. Sabali takes her time and is fouled going up.
That's another combination that's going to be really important for them come September at the World Cup in Berlin, this Fibish-Sabali relationship. If you can get them on the same side, Sabali will draw Fibish's defender down towards the paint to help out. And that little bit of extra space for Fibish will get her into some rhythm.
Yeah, and nobody. That was a one-on-one. There was no help side, no double team. And
yeah, they're the two options, right? When Sabally gets the ball in that low block, you've got to react. Something has to change. Because if you face up one-on-one, there are very few defenders anywhere in the world, in any team, that will stop Sabally getting a good look at the bucket.
Coro trying to go inside. Difficult pass. More difficult of a shot, but Bokwe sticks with it. Patting her stats a little bit. Just kidding. And now Nigeria take the lead once again. Did that early on in the second. Fibish again off the mark, and they've got 5-on-4 opportunity here, and Enobosi comes through. 3-point lead now for Nigeria with 3:20 left to go. Timeout on the floor for Germany.
Who's got it by 0? Okay. All right. You're going to be a screener, okay, and a roller. So right here, what we're going to do next one down is Alex. I want Leo first. Emma. Okay. Actually, give us the switches, right? You know what? We'll do this. We invert it. We go regular 5. We have Liara here. Leo. We go and dive, you get out, and then I want a flat screen, and we're rolling Leo, okay? And we space. Who's not a shooter? You. Rita is here, and Emma, you both side. But in flow, you gotta screen the ball. Let's go! Attack it! She can't guard a post. You have to guard post.
All right, 16-9 this quarter for Nigeria. We saw a little bit of this in the first half, fighting and trying everything they can to regain the lead, and they've done exactly that again, but the question is, will they be able to hold on to it?
Yeah, this is a little bit Groundhog Day. It feels like how they played against France. And Nigeria did a great job against France. And to be honest, they were right in that game until the final 5 minutes of the game. And then it just went a one-way street. I think Nigeria had quite a bit of fatigue setting in. Have they changed for today?
And Leonie Fibish misses again, but it was a great shot. It was in, it was online. And stolen away here for Germany. Opportunity. Sabally goes aggressive and finishes for 2. And Germany within 1. Kalu strong to the cup, plus the foul.
Be careful.
That quick first step.
Yes.
You know, Peterson overplayed the screen that was coming across, and that's what cost them. But another thing that this game is important for, from Germany's perspective, is giving Yara Sabally more time in that recovery. Back from injury, a year without playing. This tournament, out of everything that Germany are going to get from this, that's probably the most important thing, is getting some competitive minutes for Yara Sabally to continue that path back to full fitness.
Kalu misses the free throw. Peterson using the screen. Finds Fibish. Now Fibish is going to drive and attack and get right to the basket. Plus the foul. You saw the reaction. Leonie Fibish.
Roaring at Macaulay as well. Not just roaring, but roaring at Macaulay. That's a very rare reaction for FIBA, and I'm not going to lie, I like it. I think that's what she needs to be, you know. Her teammates look up to her. She is one of the most iconic players and the leaders in this team, and to see that passion is really important.
Can't complete a three-point play, but ball stays alive for Germany. And Leonie Fibish decides to take it herself once again.
And that's what I was talking about. Get the flywheel moving. Once you get a player like Fibish motoring, once she has that aggression, that taste of scoring, more will come.
And that just shows her versatility. Obviously, she's not making her threes as of late, but is also able to put it on the floor and take it to the rack. Almost stolen away. Sabally looks to drive now versus McCauley. Rises and finishes.
And this is an important battle as well. If they can reduce the impact McCauley is having on the defensive end, that will change Nigeria's mindset.
McCauley for three.
And she's done that because she's been beaten twice defensively now.
Peterson finds Bessoir wide open in the corner. And that one is short, but Leonie Fibish comes up with the board. Sabally looking to drive, draws two, and just overthrows it. Out of bounds for Germany.
I think that's a smart move from Coach Wakama, taking McCauley out of the game, because that last shot was an ego shot.
Yeah.
That wasn't good offense. That was, her ego had been dented because she'd been such a dominant force defensively, and then the last two plays she'd kind of been taken to the rack a little bit. So I think that's a smart move by Coach Wakama.
So final minute here in the third. Germany with a three-point lead. Conquo gets it over to Kalu. Balagoon asking for it inside, gets double-teamed, kicks it out to Okonkwo. She's gonna pull from three! Amy Okonkwo ties it up at 52. 12 points for her now. Daub needs to drive. Almost turns it over. Peterson now has to get it up. And not in time. Here comes, oh my gosh. That would have been crazy.
It's a wide receiver move from Okonkwo.
Peterson now looking to put Musa on skates, and Marjanitu Musa says, not in my house. Oh my goodness. Just volleyball spikes it down.
Wow.
Whew. What's happening here?
I think they might be whistling a foul on the player. I don't know what the call is. Let's wait to see what the call is.
There's no way.
Or are they just saying how long's left? I think the issue we got, Coach Wakama was thinking they were signaling
me too.
Musa's number, but they were saying no, it's 0.3 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Coach Wakama was going to get us up a technical foul there.
Have to get it in. They go up to Brosman on the buzzer! It's gonna count!
And Brosman has hardly been on the floor to come in and have that impact. Having a look now, though, they might go and review this. No, they are going to give the bucket, but they are going to review it as well. That looked like it was before the red lights turned on, right? I think that one's good, but the officials are going to the IRS.
It was like an alley-oop.
Yeah.
So we have an end of quarter review to see whether the ball was released when the red light appeared. Let's see the play. I see that the ball is released. The ball's in the hands. Have a shot. So the ball's in the air. Okay, so after the review, the basket counts.
Yes.
Basket good. And Germany, that will give them a lift at the end of the third quarter. There's no two ways about that.
Oh my, that was just such a crazy turn of events in like
Final 2 seconds, yeah. Unbelievable.
Unreal. All right, so I feel like it's Groundhog's Day once again. Yes. Because Nigeria fought tooth and nail to come all the way back, regain the lead, and then it just can't hang on to it.
The thing I think that actually determined this, and I don't think it's a negative necessarily against Nigeria, Germany showed a bit of passion. I haven't seen enough raw emotion, aggression, and this is the first time we've seen it. And like I say, for FIBA to react like that is so rare.
It's very rare.
And I think that lifts her team because they're like, whoa, if Leonie's reacted that way, I need to step up to the plate now, and you know, she's sparked an emotional response, and that's what they needed.
Yeah, absolutely, and now you've got a couple players in double figures for Germany. Peterson still with 10. She also has 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Sablé now has 9 points, 6 rebounds, and then you've got Emma Eichmeyer with 11 points and 6 rebounds as well. And slowly, I have a feeling we're going to see more scoring from Leonie FIBA, as she got those 2 easy buckets towards the end. But
yeah, I think FIBA is going to be a very important part of this final quarter. What I also, looking into my crystal ball, predict is a very physical final quarter. I think both teams are not going to back down. Both teams want to leave this tournament with a win.
Absolutely. All right, folks, get your QR. Well, scan the QR code first. So get your phones out to scan it. But don't worry, it will come back for courtside 1891. All right, fourth quarter underway here. Germany with a 2-point lead over Nigeria. Again, if you're just now joining us, both of these teams have already qualified for the World Cup. Nigeria is coming off of a tough loss versus France a couple nights ago, and Leonie FIBA finally hits a big 3.
And that is why you persist. When you have big scorers, when you have leaders, you have to give them the opportunity to get themselves going. If it costs you a few possessions, that's fine.
An offensive foul on Okoro. That's her second. But FIBA, we just talked about it at the break, has been struggling from the field. Now is 4 for 13, 1 for 8 from downtown, and that was her first 3 of this game. Booner hands it over to FIBA, back to Bessoir. FIBA will drive and can't complete the 3-point play, but she's gonna head to the line.
And the strength that FIBA shows there, it's kind of deceptive at times, but you can see, because look at the reaction from Okonkwo. That's how powerful she is. You don't move Okonkwo easily. She is a very strong player, so for FIBA to be that aggressive is really, really important.
And that's Okonkwo's first. FIBA, 13 points. So 7-point lead now for Germany. Okonkwo will pull from the corner. That one is short. Booner fighting for the rebound.
I like that Booner's trying to find a spot in the game where she can have an impact. She has struggled a little bit, but there's things you can do quite easily, like crash the board.
Bessoir fakes the handoff. Almost stolen away, gets into the hands of Booner. And I say foul on the floor.
It's a nice response from Booner. Musa trying to bully her on that rebound. Just trying to be overly physical and force her into a turnover, and Buna refusing to move that pivot foot.
So that's Musa's third foul. And now Peterson comes back in. And that will be a foul on Kalu. Just trying to go over the screen, trying to go over.
There's not enough space for her to fight through that gap. You know, when a screen is executed that well, shoulder to shoulder rub, you're either going under or you're going to have to come, you have to follow around the screen. And
Nigeria needs to be careful now. They've got 14 fouls with 8:30 left in the fourth.
I don't think it'll be long before we see McCauley back on the floor.
Foul on the rebound. They're going to say unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I don't think there was particularly a play at the ball, if I'm completely honest. I think that was an emotional foul from Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a shove from behind. I don't think the call was on that first contact where she was reaching up. It was when she'd landed and she just pushed it from behind. Times like this, you can't afford those mistakes. You have to keep those emotions channeled wisely.
And Kalu misses the first one. Kalu right now just 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 27.5 minutes.
It's also a lot of minutes for Kalu, so she's only averaging 28 a game across the tournament. She'll be a 30-35 minute game today.
So ball on the side for Nigeria, 14 on the clock. Mukamara back on the floor. She does have 4 fouls. Okonkwo, deep 3. Not this time for her. Ibish with the rebound. Getting over to Peterson. Now Brosman hands it off back to Peterson. And stolen away from Kalu. Mukamara will try from 3. Not this time for her, and Leonie Fibish comes up with another rebound for Germany. A backdoor cut from Bessoir. And off the glass and in for 2.
Caught Okonkwo napping a little bit defensively there.
And Germany up by, well, I was gonna say 8, but now 6 since Musa gets 2 more for Nigeria. Another slip of the screen, and Eichmeyer.
The game's starting to open up, and you kind of expect that as well. 5th game in 7 days, the final quarter. A little bit of fatigue will start to play its part.
Backdoor cut by Mukamara gave Germany a little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, Peterson just overplaying because she knows Mukamara will quite happily look for that 3 ball, so she overplayed that cut to the perimeter.
Eichmeyer hands it off, but stolen away from Mukamara. And Mukamara converts for 2.
Surprised that Coach Lang hasn't called a timeout. He has only got 2 left in this half. Nigeria haven't taken a timeout yet, though.
Bessoir, a little aggressive play here from Okonkwo. And now we'll see Brosman head to the bench. And Niara Sabali back in.
And I think Nigeria will have to make a correction now. I don't think they have the roster on the floor to contain Sabali. You're probably going to ask Okonkwo or Musa to guard Sabali.
Bessoir, it's the first one to go down. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gone to the bench quite yet.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because Nigeria getting a little bit of momentum. to fight their way back in. You kind of don't want to break that, particularly in the fourth quarter. Earlier, you kind of stick your rotations a little bit closer, but at this point, it's much more of a meritocracy. Who's the best 5 to be on the floor?
Kalu, get it inside to Okonkwo. Double teamed. Balogun hits a big triple for Nigeria. And stolen away as Agoke create, they get a turnover actually.
It's a big moment in the game for Nigeria.
The hands, yeah, it goes off the leg of Peterson.
Peterson at the moment refusing to tuck a jersey in. At times it's like dealing with a teenager, I think. You're telling me to do it? I'm going to do it differently. And then the referee's going to go, well, we're going to wait till you do it properly. So, yeah, irresistible force of the immovable object going up against each other with the official and Peterson.
So 15 turnovers for Germany, 14 for Nigeria. And again, Nigeria have fought their way back to get within one possession. And then Balogun steps out of bounds.
It's a tough one.
So Sabale to bring the ball up the floor for Germany. Back to Peterson up top. Shot clock winding down. They find Beswar on the wing, and Beswar is money.
I think the thing I love about the way Beswar's approached this tournament, the stage of the game, the scoreline, doesn't really change how she's playing.
Goke drives baseline, finds Musa open, but she can't convert. Foul. Is it on a Goke?
I think
yes. So back to a 2-possession ball game for Germany. A little over 5 minutes left to go here, and fouls right now are 5-1.
If I'm Coach Langer right now, I'm probably going to try and grab a couple of minutes for Phoebish. She is put in a shift already. If you could grab her a couple of minutes while you have a little bit of a lead, will pay back. You fold when she comes back on the floor a little bit refreshed to close the game out.
And Peterson knocks down the first.
Phoebish is already nearly 32 minutes on the floor.
Some coaches might think, nah, it's just 5 minutes.
Either that,
let's
or
just leave her in.
can we get the game locked out, and then she can sit down and doesn't have to come back on. If we take 2 more minutes out of her now, the game might be decided.
Yeah.
If it isn't, though, you're leaving yourself with some problems to deal with.
Go inside to Musa, and Musa is fouled from behind. Eichmeyer now.
Musa is going to be a difficult one for any team to face up against. You know, she just an awkward in-between kind of player. She's not a perimeter player. She's not particularly a dribble drive from the perimeter. She's not a spot up or shooting off the dribble from outside. She'll be post, she'll be mid-range, she'll hustle those offensive boards and go up strong. And you're either going to overplay her, and that's going to give her the opportunity to have that little mid-range game, or you're going to underplay her, and she'll just bully whoever you put against her down in the low block.
Is a perfect word.
And she does it so nicely.
Yeah.
It's not even in an aggressive, confrontational way. It's literally like, I'm just too strong for you.
I think people underestimate her size and her strength.
Yeah.
Yes, she might not have the height, but
the ups,
she is
though,
just
how she can
solid.
jump out of the gym as well.
Peterson gets it over to Phoebish. She's going to drive and pull up this time, and that is money for Leonie Phoebish.
And if I'm Coach Langer, that is making my heart sing, because one of my leaders is leading properly. Every time she gets the ball, she's looking for her first, no one else.
And Kalu, I don't know if they're going to count that as a shot attempt. She was trying to dribble through. The ball goes back to Germany. They find Sabali running the floor well and finishing. And now Germany up to a 10-point lead. And a timeout on the floor for Nigeria. But right now, Germany 14, outscoring Nigeria. Germany outscoring Nigeria 14-10 this quarter. But I want to go back. For me, it is Leonie Fibish. It is other players. Bessoir hitting a big three. Everyone has stepped up their game for Germany to get this 10-point lead.
And that's the biggest thing, if I'm Coach Lang, that I'm excited by. You know, walking through games that aren't a challenge, I'm not bothered. I want to see my team have adversity. I want to see them getting beaten up and bullied and see how they react. And if I'm Coach Lang, sitting on that bench watching how that team have reacted, I'm a very happy coach. I know we're on the path that we need to be on to actually make waves in Berlin in September.
Yeah, and at halftime, Peterson was the only player in double figures for Germany. And right now, you've got Eichmeyer with 13, Fibish with 13, and Bessoir with 12. And Sabali on the brink. This can't be right. I think
you've got.
I need to refresh my. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? These are way off.
On 13, Fibish is on 15, Bessoir's on 12, Peterson's on 12, and that's how Germany have got a chance of going far in the World Cup. They don't stand a chance if they're trying to rely on one player to be a 20-25 point player. They stand a chance if they can get 5 or 6 players in double digits every game. That's how they become a real medal contender.
And my apologies for giving you guys the wrong stats. I have no idea why my computer hasn't refreshed on its own, but Musa with the turnaround is good. And Peterson go inside to Sabali. Shot clock winding down, trying to go one-on-one. Fouled from behind. But man, had that played out, Musa from the help side.
I know.
Watch this. Jesus.
It was almost like a volleyball block.
Again,
it was almost
that would have been her second one of the game.
Unbelievable. Interesting to see how comfortable Sabali feels after this tournament, you know, putting some proper, robust minutes through her body at this stage of her recovery. It's going to tell her a lot, and I think it might tell Coach Lang and the German team a lot as well about how much they can expect from her.
I mean, good news is that they've got some time until September.
Absolutely, absolutely. The key is to find her a few more competitive minutes between now and then.
Skip it to the corner to Mukamara. Inside to Musa, gives it back to the shooter. And Mukamara, air ball, and a foul. I think it's going to be on Daub.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right there on the rebound. McCauley up top to Kalu. Kalu will take a three. That one's off the mark. And Germany's just going to let it go out of bounds. So 3 minutes left here. And Peterson finds Fibish. Fibish up top. Three-pointer, and again, rounding out for her, but Her shots have been on target today. They're just not falling in. Kamara up top. Nice little drop pass to Musa, and she's fouled.
Peterson just needs to be a little bit careful. Going under a player as they're trying to go strong like that. Hopefully she wrapped her arm up.
So Musa heads back to the line. That is the third foul. Peterson.
Have a conversation.
Like,
I don't know. Is it a conversation about an upgrade to an unsportsmanlike? Maybe. I don't think it was myself. I don't think it was necessarily excessively hard contact or anything, but we'll see with the IRS.
We have a head coach challenge by white team, and we are going to review if the foul meets the criteria of unsportsmanlike foul. The initial decision is normal foul. Let's see the play, normal speed. Okay. Let's see, let's go back and let's see from the baseline angle. Now let's go back, let's see normal speed. Okay, let's see it again. I see black one coming as a help defender, sliding in with the left hand, playing to the ball. I don't see any hard excessive contact. What do you see? I see the same. Okay, after the review, decision will stay the same. We will resume the game with 2 shots with normal foul.
Yeah, I think that's the right call from the officials. I like the fact they've gone to look at it. You know, it's an important phase of the game. It was a hard foul.
Yeah.
But it was all within, you know, what you would see as normal in this kind of game.
Absolutely.
She certainly played for the ball. It wasn't like the unsportsmanlike at the other end of the floor with a push in the back. And if anything for Germany, that is a sigh of relief, because obviously 2 unsportsmanlike fouls, and that is bye-bye Peterson. She's out of the game. And
well, you know,
I can imagine how she would leave the arena as well.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I think it would have taken a little bit of time.
10-point lead, make it 9 points now for Germany.
Yeah, Musa gets the double digits. It continues to impress game after game after game.
It hasn't been the greatest shooting night for her, but
no.
Still able to make an impact for Nigeria. Peterson up top, to Beswar.
I love that Germany are running 5 out right now to create all that space in the middle.
Sabally looks to drive.
And that's why.
Comes up a little short. They do not hit the rim. Peterson has to throw it up. And shot clock violation.
Good defensive stand from Nigeria. They're not necessarily the most comfortable defending against the 5 out, particularly in the 5 they've got on the floor right now. You've got several players who are more comfortable being physical in the block.
Get it to McCauley. The wing hands it off. McCauley now for 3. Big shot for Nigeria.
Yeah, McCauley's hit some big 3s throughout this tournament.
So that 10-point lead quickly went down to 5. Beswar can't finish. Another chance here. Kick it ahead. Balagoon, and it bounces out. And ball will stay with Nigeria.
I think if Nigeria score now, we'll surely see a timeout from Germany. Like you say, their double-digit lead is absolutely hanging by a thread. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So timeout on the floor. Germany 76, Nigeria 71. And ball will stay with Nigeria.
In fact, it's a Nigeria timeout. Interesting. That is not what I was expecting.
Well,
not sure. I think they've kind of helped Germany out a little myself. They've got a bit of momentum, unless Coach Wakama wants to draw something up very specific for this out of bounds.
That's what I'm thinking.
Just think there's still a lot of game to play. 1:43, and now Nigeria will have 1 timeout left in that closing phase of the game. Interesting to see if they come out and execute against what Coach Wakama wants, and it's also going to be interesting to see what is it that Coach Wakama wants? Where is she seeing that opportunity right now? Obviously, last possession, Macaulay hit a big three. Are they going to go back to Macaulay?
Right.
Or is that a bit of a decoy?
You're reading my mind, because I was like, do you go back? I wanted to say
We've
exactly
seen enough
that.
basketball last week, so I think we might be on the same page.
I was like, do you go?
I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm like, yeah. All I can do is shake my head. I'm like, Oh, man.
We kind of thought this last day would be the day that gave us the most competitive ball games, and it absolutely has. And the funny thing is, up to this point, we've had games that actually meant qualification, and they haven't been as competitive, whereas qualification is done and dusted, and we're still seeing teams go toe-to-toe, not backing down, fighting every second of the game. Just shows what these games mean.
Nigeria to inbound. They get it to Balogun. Drives the open lane. A little heavy on that, but Musa comes up with the rebound. Shot clock winding down. Macaulay is aggressive, but can't finish.
That's a good stand by Boona. 4 fouls, couldn't overcommit, put a little bit of body in the way.
Ashmeyer to Booner. Booner has the size advantage, but great hands by Kalu.
Can't bring the ball down. Keep it high, keep it above your shoulders.
Macaulay probably rushed that three for Nigeria. Now we're in our final minute. Germany with a 5-point lead.
Got to run the clock. Just run it down. Now they can activate an offense.
Peterson on the wing. Picks up her dribble. Phoebish. Extra to Booner. And Frida Booner! Coming through big time for Germany.
What a time to shrug the bad game off, and all her teammates congratulate her, put their arm around her, because she has had a tough night at the office. It hasn't gone her way, picked up a lot of early fouls. But that is a sign of some maturity, just to step in a clutch moment and hit her only her second field goal of the game. That is a big moment in this one.
And all smiles for Frida Booner. There's a timeout on the floor for Nigeria as they are running out of time. Germany 79, Nigeria 71, but...
And you can look at the body language of those players. They're down, they're dejected. You know, as much as Coach Wakama wants to draw something up, it's about lifting that energy again. You know, 38.7 seconds and an 8-point ball game. That's a long time, and not a lot of a lead to chip away at.
Yeah, you got to go for something super quick.
Absolutely, and it's got to be high energy. Yeah, foul or full court press. Just throw everything you've got left at Germany.
Try and play the long game by fouling. But to go back about Frida Booner, as you said, struggled most of this game with fouls. Has 6 points, 5 rebounds tonight, and obviously just hit that big three. But for the tournament, 15 points a game.
Yeah.
And 5 rebounds a game as well. I mean, we forget about her. She's 21 years old.
And the efficiency. She's been shooting 56% from the field, over 30% from outside. That's a stat line in a tournament of this quality that you expect from a 26, 27-year-old, a peak player, someone who's kind of 2 or 3 big tournaments into their international career. But she's, you know, even when I've commentated on the juniors, as I've seen her come through the junior ranks of the German national team, she's always played with that maturity. It's not like it's something that's developed with her. It's just how she plays basketball.
All right, so 14 on the clock. They get it to Musa. She goes up right away and scores.
That's the quick score you're after.
Now you got a foul. Now you got a foul, yeah. And that'll be Mukamara's 5th.
Well, you can't get a quicker score than that.
So still a 2-possession game here for Germany, as Peterson will head to the line. Peterson's got a nice stat line going on, 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Yeah, another huge stat line. He's played an awful lot of minutes again today.
34 minutes.
She's played 36 minutes.
It's a good thing it's the last day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think they'd fancy a game day 6 tomorrow.
And what's crazier is that the majority of these women are in the middle of their season.
Yeah. Well, not even in the middle. They're getting to the business end of the
they're
season.
getting towards the...
They're getting towards the games that are going to matter, you know?
Long three for Goke, and Germany come up with the rebounds. I have to imagine they're going to eat up all this clock.
I think that's...
Nigeria's not going to foul, then.
I think that's all they wrote on this one. Germany will be happy. This is a big win for this German team. This really is. They'll be happy that they finished this tournament with only one loss against France, and they were competitive in big phases of the game. For Nigeria now, there's some questions to be answered, leaving, you know, the tournament with 2 wins, 3 losses, being under that 500 record.
Yeah.
Not where they would have wanted to be or expected to be.
Yeah, you know, and I think a few of these women on the Nigerian team, I'm not sure if they've played a lot since AfroBasket, so that also plays into it, but that will do it, folks. Germany 81, Nigeria 73. That is your final score, and again, both of these teams have already qualified. They will be in Berlin come September for the World Cup. But no matter what, still playing for seeding and ranking points. And Germany obviously wanting to have the best seed as possible at home.
Oh, it's going to be huge for them. It's going to be vitally important. You know, every coach will be watching that draw. And, you know, these wins will have an impact on that seeding, because this will be a high point event. You know, now we have this idea of ranking of events, how difficult the competition is, and a World Cup qualification tournament is a high level quality tournament, so it's going to bring more points to your ranking. So that game could, you know, you never know. One win, one loss could move you up a pot or down a pot, could keep you away from 2 good teams instead of just one. Or yeah, it's an important game.
And Germany right now receiving their boarding pass back home. Not necessarily for this tournament, but
it should be a train ticket rather than a flight, right?
Yeah.
Come on now, we're sustainable. It should be a train ticket for the players for Berlin.
And now, yeah, it's very true.
Or just get them an e-scooter or something like that. They can scoot their way there.
So all eyes on Germany right now.
That's a nice moment. That's a really nice moment for the players as well. Obviously, getting here, they knew they'd qualified. But it's nice for them just to have that kind of job done, strong qualification tournament. Because even if they hadn't qualified as hosts, they would have qualified in this group.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, and that is something you would take as positivity. You know, it's not like you're saying, yeah, you only qualified because you're host. Well, no, actually.
Yeah.
We went to the qualifying tournament
and we still finished in second, so yeah.
You know, that is something you will take. Sometimes you do have teams that host these tournaments that probably wouldn't have made it there if it was in open play. Germany absolutely would. And why that's a big deal, well, they haven't been to a World Cup since 1998. So to qualify, and they have, to qualify for a World Cup after that many years away, I think that's a real confidence boost for them. But they do have quite a golden generation at the moment.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, quite a golden generation. I'm underselling that, right?
You are very much underselling that with the likes of
Savali
sisters,
yeah.
FIBA, Geyser Sloter.
Yes.
Booner. It's just, and then you add Peterson to that group. It's like,
yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to be really interested to see out of the 12 that are here for both these teams, to be honest, Nigeria and for Germany, how many I see in Berlin this September. You know, it's difficult from a coaching perspective because they've come here and done a job and you kind of want to take that 12 with you, but I think both coaches would acknowledge that there are other players in the wings that might have more of a shout into a jersey than some of the players that are here.
I mean, that also goes for Team France.
Yeah, oh my goodness, even worse.
That's even worse. You don't know who he's going to go with for his 12. But also don't forget Nigeria punched their ticket, and we saw a lot of footage of them celebrating their boarding pass as well. And player of the game, oddly enough, ended up being Leonie Fibish, who struggled from the field.
What did I keep preaching?
And you just kept saying, you gotta keep going to her. You gotta
go to her. And force it to happen, because it will happen.
Yeah, she shot her way out of her little slump.
100%.
Is basically what happened.
It was almost not even shooting. It was she was aggressive to get herself out of the slump. She made herself angry to get herself out of that kind of slump that she was in. And that's not really a side I've seen of Leonie Fibish that much. And I'm going to be honest, kind of liked her that she got cross and had a point to prove and had a chip on her shoulder. I think
we saw some emotion.
And an angry Fibish could actually be a pretty scary Fibish to face up against now.
She's one of those players that has a very quiet demeanor and calm demeanor about her. And when she gets fired up and plays with emotion, it just affects the whole team in a positive way. Like,
everyone goes up again.
We're awake now. Like, well, let's follow our captain right here. But to go alongside with Fibish, huge performance from Alexis Peterson. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists for her. Niara Savali, 13 points, 8 rebounds in almost 27 minutes for her. That's the most that she has played all tournament long. So I know Germany is very happy to have her back after being absent for almost over a year, more or less.
It's a long time, and to see her be able to put that, and it's a physical period of game that she's played as well. They'll be very relieved.
All right, so Group A, as of right now, Germany does move up to that top spot with 9 points, but Korea and France will be the next game for us later this evening, 8:30 local time. And again, those top 4 have already qualified: Germany, France, Korea, and Nigeria. And right now we can take a look at who else has already qualified for the World Cup, and there's 2 spots left. If I had to guess, it's going on in possibly the Istanbul group. That group is crazy good, but only 2 tickets left to go to the World Cup, and that will do it for me. Germany coming through, taking the momentum with them back to Berlin, 81-73 over Nigeria. Stick around, folks. We've got another game coming up at 8:30 local time. Korea will be taking on France.